Hello, my name's Russell Webster, and I'd like to introduce you to Snafu. Snafu stands for Situation Normal, all effed up, fed up, fouled up, whatever you want it to be, and is my recently published book. It's in the dictionary, so look it up. However, I have always believed that Snafu was more than just one book. It has the potential to be a brand. Snafu is quite groundbreaking in as much as it takes the fundamental stance that there is no such thing as a normal person. It also takes the standpoint that everybody, but everybody, needs someone to talk to and someone who will truly listen. The book, anecdotally written with a storyline, charts the progress of a successful therapist, Guy, and many of his patients. Just before Guy himself crashes, he begins to see life in a totally different way and realizes that so many people are not really sure of who they truly are and where they're going in life. He takes time out to see what's really going on in his own world and that of others. What he sees, he finds very disturbing, if not downright scary. So, here are a few scary facts that don't leave much room for normal. Mental health affects an estimated 450 million people worldwide, yet despite this figure, many still feel ashamed to seek diagnosis and support. Major depression is the fourth most debilitating condition in the world and the second most in the developed world. At the current rate of increase, it will be the second most debilitating condition in the world by 2020, behind heart disease. 10 times more people suffer from major depression now than in 1945. Yet, in the traditional Amish society in the USA and in the Hunza tribe, it's almost unknown. Current figures state that each year in the USA and Britain, an estimated 1 in 4 adults, male and female, will experience at least one diagnosable mental health problem, though only 230 of every 300 who need help will actually visit their doctor. What do the others do? Over 18% of the adult population in the US and the UK report feelings of anxiety. Loneliness is predicted to become one of the most pressing issues in modern society. In the UK, 34% of the population now live alone, and it is predicted that by 2020 there will be as many people living alone as there will be those living with a partner. Suicide is the third largest contributor to premature mortality after heart disease and cancer. 17% of the population will suffer from SAD, seasonal affective disorder. 28% of the population suffer from sleep disorders. Around 1% of the population suffer from bipolar disorder. Around 3 to 5% of children globally suffer from ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Around 2.6% of adults experience phobias. At least 1% of the population will have been abused as a child and are living untreated with the consequences. It's thought that a third of people in the UK have bouts of insomnia. About 40% of women and 30% of men experience one or more sexual dysfunctions. Possibly as much as 50% of the population in the UK and the US are suffering from one of several personality syndromes or personality disorders. 15 to 20% of the population are classed as HSP, highly sensitive people. Too many to be classed as a disorder, this is currently receiving a lot of attention by clinical psychologists. it does not leave much room for so-called normal people. According to my critics, I have written a great book for psychology students, counsellors, sociologists, deep thinkers, and people with an interest in human success and failure, even their own. Of that, I am proud. However, I want to achieve more. I always intended to write short, bite-sized books or e-books that could literally be read on the way to or back from work, for those who use public transport, or maybe a quick read at bedtime. As an established author-narrator, I also want to create a series of short-form audiobooks. Then, just recently, it hit me that I don't have to be the author, and that there could be lots of titles under the Snafu brand, all much shorter, yet covering many of the topics in the main book. No shortage of material there, and weekly, if not daily, there are worldwide issues covered by the news channels that really are very snafu. Some of them are not, yet should be. I already have 3 separate authors who would love to write the next 3 short books: Snafu 2, Snafu 3, and, surprisingly, Snafu 4. So, my funding campaign is to raise enough money to be able to create and publish the next 3 titles as short paperbacks, possibly even hardbacks, Kindle books, other e-books, and audiobooks. Costings: £500 author advance on royalties, £300 on editing, £200 on artwork, £200 to create a fully edited version for an audiobook, £400 for facilitating all 3 versions for Amazon, Amazon Audible and similar platforms, £1,100 for production of the first 1,000 paperbacks, £300 budget for a PR agent, total of £3,000, times 3 titles, that's £9,000. Why would you contribute towards this campaign? Well, because each volume can make a difference in someone's life, if not many lives. There's a strong social conscience element to Snafu. There is so much need in the marketplace for self-help books that are actually honest, ones that take into account the reasons why not everybody can simply read a Tony Robbins or a Stephen Covey book and become instantly happy, rich and wealthy. Because they will all carry one fundamental message, and that is that it's okay to be a bit abnormal, because that covers most people, and therefore makes them normal. Because Snafu books will send messages out to people that all is not totally well in our world, and that many things are getting worse. Because everyone, barring a few, needs someone to talk to and find some answers. Because mental health is the fastest growing disease on our planet, yet very few people can find or even afford private therapy. There's so much more I would like to do with Snafu, including a lot of merchandise, but for now, I and others would really appreciate your help in getting the ball rolling. Thanks for listening. My name's Russell Webster.